Hey, welcome. Here you are at the Mr. Sawdust School. You haven't been here yet. And I welcome one and all to our beautiful woodworking school. Come on in. As you all know, this has been a tribute to my dad, Mr. Sawdust, Wally Kunkel Sr., okay? And this is just a little room that I'm still setting up. It's got, of course, his portrait there, the workbench that he built for himself, and his tool cabinets and his tool chest. This was the forest saw blade that he endorsed back in the 80s. It's the Mr. Sawdust signature line. They sold and we sold thousands of those back in the day. All over the country we did the woodworking shows, demonstrated the forest blades on radial arm saws. And that's a long time ago, but we had a lot of fun doing it. This was his shop apron. Everyone knew him in this apron and that hat with his bolo. He was quite a character. The next room that will be completed, we've just finished the final coat on the floor. That's 3 coats of urethane on this floor that we laid down. It was tons and tons of work. And yeah, step forward and take a good look at all the work we've done in this room. Up in the ceiling, the sheetrock is new, the insulation's new. We've drawn the collar beams back together with these cables and turnbuckles on each collar tie. But that was a lot of hours spent up there on the scaffold making that ceiling look good again. So this is going to be the power tool room where the power tool woodworking classes will take place and all of the project classes. Be a beautiful little shop. So moving on into the hand tool joinery classroom, starts out with this cabinet that just displays some of my working hand planes. I'm not a plane collector, I'm a plane user. Okay, these are all tools that I use, including some of the various router planes and scrub planes and joiner planes and a few different specialty planes, things that I use every day. Some of my favorite books, some of them are not favorite, but most of them are tools that I've grown up with, tools that I refer to all the time and are important to me. Otherwise I could have hundreds of books here, but these are the ones that work for me to teach with. These are my student benches. We've got a bit of a catch-all over here from having to empty the power tool room, so we won't look at that corner too much. But these pinwheel benches work out very well for the hand tool students. I've got 2 of these, and they're fully equipped with quality vices, and just the basic hand tools are out right now. As we get further along into these classes, more and more tools get brought out. Right now they've been working with hand planes, chisels, hand scrapers, things of that nature. Now we've also just brought out the dovetail saws and the bracing bits. So the more I bring out, the more fun they're having, and they don't want to go home at night. They're here till 10:30 at night when the class is over at 9:30. I've got this really cool set of the old Stanley. These are, something you would see in a high school wood shop or an industrial arts school, but these are things that we're referring to every class, different scrapers, different joints, how to sharpen Stanley plane, block planes. These are really very cool. The right grinds for hand saws, both rip and crosscut, and the nomenclature for the Stanley plane, and so on and so forth. There's many of these cards, and it's something I picked up from my store here that's run by Bob Gary, and you'll see that in a minute. A couple little samples of work and samples of moldings and profiles. Got some really cool hand-carved spoons here, done by my brother Mark. He's out in the Nashville area. He does some really unique spoons. This is done out of one piece, and then these stems are steamed and twisted around, and just a very nice, unique spoon, and so on and so forth. Beautiful, beautiful work. So, moving on, a couple more user planes here that, again, tools I use every day. You won't see a Stanley number 1 up here because I can't fit my hand in it. I can barely use the number 2. Not that I wouldn't love a number 1, but this all works for me. So let's move on into here. This is going to be our lathe room. Right now I've got it set up for sharpening and working on different hand tools. And when the hand tool class is over, these benches here will come together, and this room will be surrounded by wood lathes. I've got 4 lathes that are going to be in this room, and we'll be teaching mostly furniture turning, turnings as needed in furniture making, more so than bowl making or pen making. We won't be doing pen making here. Not that I have anything against it, but it's just not part of my repertoire. So again, there's a lot of tools that are out here just to talk about for the hand tool class. This was my dad's set of mortising chisels, deep mortising chisels, socket chisels used for timber frame construction. So I have a love for tools, antique tools. So these 2 benches here, these are node and adjustable benches, and really handy. I've got a left and a right hand bench, 2 stations at each bench, and these I kind of have earmarked for people that need a bench to be taller or lower, and it works out well. These Nodin benches are super high quality, sturdy. It's not like a shaky bench at all. I've had these for many years, and they've served me well. This is just an example of some of the stuff I'm doing at night in here with the students. I'm showing them different tongue and groove planes right now, because our joint right now is a haunched mortise and tenon joint. So we're pre-tongue and grooving the pieces. Actually, we're just grooving right now, but I'm showing them the various types of tongue and groove planes, including this very cool tongue and groove plane that is convertible, all in one plane. There's a lot of history here. Now getting into the bracing bits to take the meat out of the mortise before they start chiseling. Various auger attachments for tenoning rods for chair rungs and things of that nature. Chamfering the ends. It's another single size tenoner. This one adjusts to all different sizes, and these just go in your brace and bit and turn the tenon round on a dowel. We'll call it a dowel, or a turning. But we will be doing Windsor chair making here. That's why the lathe department. That's why the lathes are spindle lathes more than bowl turning lathes. Things as related to furniture making. So let's look in the tool room. This is a jailhouse door that's keeping the bad guys out of the tool room. It has a label here that says E.T. Barnum Iron Works, and this is a company out of Detroit that makes jail cells. And if you see down on the bottom, that's where the guy got his dinner through. Kind of scary and sad at the same time. But this is a very narrow door, too narrow for, I wanted to be able to get a cart in and out of here. So here's what I had to do. I basically turned this jamb into something that I can move out of the way and have my full opening into the room. It worked out well. So come on in. This is Take a Dip Vintage Tools, owned by Bob Gary. He's under my roof, but he's got a really nice inventory of hand planes in here, all types of hand tools and chisels and hand saws, and he's actually taken some of it out right now because he's doing a show this coming weekend down in the Meadowlands. So he keeps a nice inventory here. The students are happy that this is here. They can indulge in, finding just the right hand plane, and they can try them out here as well and see what works for them. So that's Bob Gary's Take a Dip. The name of the company is Take a Dip Vintage Tools. Good guy, very knowledgeable guy, especially with the hand saws. He can file a hand saw like I've never seen before. So this is just a preview of the school and what's coming. We've come a long way since last April when we purchased the building and started demo. 5.5 dump truck loads of tile came out of here, tile and mud, and had to get back to the wooden floors for the comfort factor, if nothing else, rather than standing on masonry all day. But this is it. Lots more to come, as you will see. Have a good day.